So the U.S. State Department has revoked visas for 6 foreign nationals who are in the U.S. who celebrated the death of Charlie Kirk. 6 foreign nationals, including a South African, by the way. And as I'm a South African myself, I say bravo. Bravo to Marco Rubio. Bravo to the US State Department. Deport them all. Or I suppose in this instance, you're not going to deport them, just going to give them, I don't know, they're probably going to give them like 72-hour notice to leave the United States of America, which I support. And in my view is that that's not enough. That's not enough. There's a lot more people in the United States, foreigners, who said some unconscionable things when Charlie died. And my view is that remove all of them from the United States. That's really my perspective. And there's a lot of South Africans, especially leftist lunatics, South Africans who said some unconscionable things about Charlie when he was assassinated. And my perspective is that um, revoke their visas. One of those people, she's in Washington, as far as I understand, and her name is Reddy Klabi, who is a raging um, leftist nut job. And she said some horrible thing about Charlie when he died, and I think that they should revoke her visa as well. And my perspective as someone who is not American is that being in America, being in the US, or being in any other country in the world except your home country, is that you're a guest. You're a guest. And you need to observe certain procedures and protocols of the fact that you are a guest. You are in that country. It's not a right, it's a privilege, and that privilege can be removed at any given time. And not, and the same is true by the United States of America. And I think a lot of people feel entitled to the generosity and the hospitality of the United States of America. The United States of America does not owe you anything. It doesn't owe you hospitality, and it doesn't owe you a visa. It either you come to the United States and you behave yourself, or you get the fuck out. That's really my position on this. And if you want to be an asshole, go be an asshole at home. If you want to incite violence, go incite violence at home. This is really my perspective about it. And some of the things that these people were saying about are saying, it's just, it's actually quite crazy. It is not to say that as a foreigner you shouldn't engage in political debate, which I engage in political debate too. I just think that there are limits to that. There are certain topics that if you're going to engage in them, you rather not engage in them, or engage in them with an understanding that you are a guest. You are just not free to run loose. This is to say, for instance, even in my criticism of Israel, for instance, I can't be as free in criticizing Israel in the US the same way that Tucker Carlson does, for instance, or the same way that Candace Owens does, for instance. The reason being is that they are American citizens. I'm not. So I need to know my place. I need to know that even certain things that I want to say, I can't say them. That is just true in every country in the world. That is true in South Africa, that is true in Russia, that is true in China, that is true in every single country in the world. And as a foreigner, you need to understand, you need to know your place. You need to know your place. And so, and this issue of free speech and all that and First Amendment rights, First Amendment rights are not absolute. And especially when it comes to foreigners, you don't have the same First Amendment rights as an American. I would know this because I tried to invest into a radio station in the United States of America, and I'm actually still in the process of buying a radio station, but I can't control it. I can't own more than 18% of the shares of that radio station. Whether it's a radio station or a TV station, I can't control it, and I can't own more than 18% of the shares. There's a reason for that. The reason is to make sure that radio stations and TV stations that broadcast in the airwaves of the United States of America are reserved primarily for American voices. That you can't have foreign voices and foreign nations, especially, propagating their views. Some of them might be contrary to the interests of America in something that is of national interest and a national commodity as airwaves. And when it comes to broadcast frequencies which are limited, then you don't have a right to have a license to be on broadcast frequency, whether it's on radio or on TV. That means those things would have to be limited to American citizens. That is something that I had to reckon with when I was looking into buying a radio station. Even though my radio station is a music radio station, it's not like a talk show, it's not like talk radio or anything. It's music. Even if it's music, it's still, as a foreigner, I can't own it, I can't control it. And which is to say that my freedom of expression rights, my First Amendment rights as a foreigner are limited compared to Americans. And that's totally fair. Because I also found that in South Africa also the same rules apply. Most countries in the world, though countries might have different limitations in terms of how much ownership can foreigners earn in terms of a radio station or a TV station, every single one of them without fail will have limitations in terms of how much a foreigner can own in terms of media. And that's and this is to say at the very least your First Amendment rights as a foreigner are limited. So you need to know your place. Yeah, but in any case, I support the decision by the Department of State, because some of the things that these people were saying were just beyond the pale, and they are just un-American. So you can't have that kind of stuff, especially being spread in the United States, especially by foreigners. People saying celebrating the killing of an American citizen in America. Like, no. I don't care whether that American is a Democrat or a Republican, right wing or left wing or independent or center right or center left. You cannot, as a foreigner, come into a country and celebrate the death of citizens of that country. It's just nope. Under no circumstances can anything like that be construed in any way to be acceptable. It's not acceptable. Yeah. So, and I don't understand. But okay, I don't need to understand. Just deport them, get them the fuck out, and yeah, that's it. Then we can deal with the American lunatics. You don't have to deal with foreign lunatics as well. That's just too much work. Yeah, they've already too much American lunatics that you have to deal with, like that streamer Destiny, who said some of the most unconscionable things about Charlie when he passed. We don't need foreign lunatics as well to deal with. No. Nope.